Ho, 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 and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to RWF Deck the Halls. My name is Paps LaRue, here to call the action from ringside. Hopefully you all had a very Merry Christmas, but now it's time for some season's beatings, if you will. We have a hell of a show lined up for you guys tonight. Before we get started, I would like to remind you guys that you need to go to 957therock.com. or use the 957 The Rock app and click Win Stuff. You have an opportunity to win some free gas, fill up your tank. I know holiday travel can be a little bit crazy for everybody, and just this time of year in general is a little bit crazy. To try to get moving around and putting a little gas in your tank is a pretty big helping hand to just about anybody. So again, go to 957therock.com or use the 957 The Rock app and win some free gas with 95.7 The Rock. Here on Deck the Halls this evening, we have three great matches for you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Later on in the show, we will have a rematch between James from Features in Holman and Bruce the Money Man from Firefighters Credit Union. A couple of weeks ago on RWF Rockfist, those guys faced off, in which James was victorious. Bruce the Money Man was a pretty good sport about the loss. They had a nice little hearty handshake at the end of that match, but he then called for a rematch. So we will see that here tonight. Of course, later on in the show for our main event this evening, we will have Decker from the Road Rage challenging RWF champion L. Scott Roberto Shaw for that RWF championship title. So a hell of a main event, a hell of a card in general. But right now we start off with the Rock Foundation Championship. Brian from the Morning Sickness, our reigning Rock Foundation champion, going to be defending that title against his broadcast partner Gene and Puck in a triple threat match. This is an Extreme Rules match. What does that mean? It means just about damn near anything goes. We are about to see mayhem galore here on RWF Deck the Halls momentarily. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us the way you join us each and every week here on RWF Television, which you can catch now on multiple sources. First of all, you can catch us on 957therock.com or the 957 The Rock app. You can also catch us on our Twitch channel, our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and now you can watch us on Apple TV. We'll be coming soon to Roku, but Apple TV will be broadcasting at Around River City's app, so download that Around River City app on your Apple TV. One of our challengers for the Rock Foundation title moving in right now, Jean, standing amongst the Christmas presents and hoping that her presents this year are going to involve that Rock Foundation Championship. Jean, of course, has held that Rock Foundation Championship before in the past. It was a very short-lived reign, though. It went a little bit longer than normal. She only had one title defense, but she held it for about 3 weeks. That was only because she did not have to defend that title during that time frame, as we were loading up and getting ready for our WF Thanksgiving family fight, in which her team was not victorious. And then the very next week after that, she lost that title to Brian, and that's where that title has been ever since. So Jean definitely looking to get a measure of revenge here in this match tonight and reclaim that RWF Rock Foundation Championship. Jean warming up, looking ready to go. Definitely wants to wear that gold again. You get a taste of the gold once here in the RWF, and you want to hold it for as long as possible. And the Rock Foundation Championship, the hardest one to hang on to because it must be defended weekly here on RWF Television. That is then going to bring in our second combatant in this contest this evening, Puck. Puck, of course, the longest reigning member of 95.7 The Rock. He's been there from the very moment we flipped the switch and became an official station. However, Puck has yet to hold any gold here in the RWF, and he has been bitching and pissing and moaning, but all for good cause. The man has been able to put together some great matches, and he's been able to win when it counts to get him into title matches. However, in those title matches, he has not fared very well. He won a cage match to become #1 contender several months ago and faced Bags at our very first special event here at the RWF called RWF Independence. That was a losing effort. He faced Bags yet again in a triple threat match where Gene was involved in that one against Bags. And Bags come away victorious from that match as well, so he became 0 for 2 on the RWF Championship. And then just a few weeks back, he had a title shot in one hell of a match. Take nothing away from Puck or Brian in that match, but Puck and Brian had one hell of a slobber knocker that ended with Brian still wearing that Rock Foundation Championship title around his waist, and Puck 0 for 3 in title shots here in the RWF. Will he go 0 for 4 tonight, or will he see a little bit of a measure of success here this evening? Fans are getting ready to cheer on the champion as Brian from the Morning Sickness, your Rock Foundation champion, going to be making his way to the ring. Brian has worn that championship title around his waist for about 3 weeks now, and I'd say it looks pretty dang good on him. Of course, taking that away from Gene the very next week after RWF Thanksgiving family fight. So it was Gene's first official title defense, and Brian quickly taking it off for, well, I shouldn't say quickly, because that was a knock him down, drag him out fight as well. Brian and Gene definitely went the extra mile against one another. There was some blood splattered in that match as well, so they definitely put it all on the line. But Brian came out victorious, and now wears that Rock Foundation Championship around his waist, still supporting his favorite person in the world, Tom Brady, even though his New England Patriots mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Gosh, can I just say that again because it feels so good? The New England Patriots mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Gosh, it sounds better the second time around. But will Brian be able to get a measure of success and hold some gold tonight, unlike his favorite NFL team? Rock Foundation Gold is on the line. Again, this is an Extreme Rules match. That means damn near everything and anything under the sun is fair game. Our referee, Drew Peacock, holds that championship title above his head. The combatants doing their pre-match stretches, and ladies and gentlemen, RWF Deck the Halls is officially underway. Gene looks like she's biding her time up there at the top of the ring, as Brian put a suplex in on Puck, and now he's going to get a nice floating fisherman suplex over on Gene. Brian definitely looking to defend his title tonight here on RWF Deck the Halls. Gene with a nice snap suplex, and Puck moving in with a nice belly-to-belly suplex over the head, and that is a tall man to be flipping someone like Gene over the top. Gene with a nice gut-wrench suplex there. Nobody really seems to be standing out in this match thus far. Gene is controlling the action right now, but each superstar so far in the early goings of this match have gotten their knocks in. Brian throwing Gene into the corner. He went for a clothesline but missed because Puck got a foot in there and super kicks Gene in the face. And well, nothing but air for Brian as he tried that clothesline. I think I caught a little bit of that breeze from here. Puck kicking Gene square in the ass. I don't know what the hell that was all about. These two shared an office for the longest time, and well, apparently that built up some tension between the two of them as Puck with a big suplex and follows it up with a big punch to the face. Gene in trouble in this match. Brian's taking a little siesta on the outside of the ring there. I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't try to bring some weapons into this match. Gene's not making that mistake. Gene's under the ring right now. What's she going to pull out here? Gene has got herself a sledgehammer. Holy frijoles. She throws it down immediately. I don't know why. Oh, suplexing Brian onto that handle of that sledgehammer. As now Puck taking a little siesta on the top side of the ring. Gene brings in that sledgehammer, but has yet to use it. She did get a suplex on Brian where he landed on the handle, but that's not, I gotta believe, the intended usage of that sledgehammer that Gene was hoping to when she brought it into this ring to begin with. So it seemed like Puck and Gene might have had a small alliance there for a bit as they were both beating on Brian, but then Puck moves in, we got a pin one. By the way, no disqualifications also means no rope breaks in this match tonight. So it does not matter if you catch that rope as Puck hits deep six on Gene. He's going to get a cover for the championship one, and Brian with an axe handle smash to break up the pin. Again, RWF Rock Foundation Championship Gold is on the line here tonight, here and now, in this Extreme Rules match if you're just joining us. Puck hitting a suplex on Brian. Brian's rolled on the outside of the ring. The champion's blindsided. Puck looked like he might have been going for the slap shot there, but whiffs, and Jean reverses her way out of it, gets that big leg sweep in. That's sometimes the precursor to the power outage. 1, 2, and a kick out. As Brian starts to come to his senses on the outside of the ring and comes back on in. Puck had a little bit of an opening there. Jean wasn't able to reverse that slap shot like it looked Puck might have been going for. This match could have been over, but Jean reversed that, so probably saving her skin and Brian's skin in the process of it, as that title still technically belonging to Brian. Brian going to roll Jean over again. No rope break. 1, and a kick out. Brian looks like he was setting up for the capital B, but Puck's going to slide in. Went for a cover, but Brian breaks up that pin attempt as well. So Puck's got to try to get Brian out of this ring. Again, in triple threat rules means the champion does not have to be involved in the decision. Puck can pin Jean, or Jean can pin Puck, and it does not matter. That strap will go home with them. Brian does not have to be involved in the decision of this match. As Brian hitting the capital B on Puck. Brian has hit the capital B on Puck, but Jean with a big clothesline. Brian's not going to be able to get over and make the cover and capitalize off that capital B, ironically. Maybe Jean can capitalize. She'll get a cover on Puck for the championship. 1, 2, and a kick out. Holy free holays. Jean was so close to that RWF Rock Foundation Championship. Brian had hit the capital B on Puck, but Jean got in the way, and now Puck with a cover. 1, 2, and a kick out. What's Brian lining up here to do? Brian's sitting there posed and ready. I don't know what he was ready for. Maybe he just had to let out a fart. You never know what's going on with that guy, folks. Jean with a big-time clothesline. Brian catches her from behind, throwing her into the turnbuckle. Went for a punch, but Jean with a big elbow. These two trading reversals back and back. Looks like Brian's going to go over that carousel powerbomb and hits it. Brian with the cover here. 1, 2 to retain the title and a kick out. Rock Foundation Gold on the line in this match. So far for an Extreme Rules match, we've only seen the sledgehammer pulled out, but nobody has used it. Nobody has capitalized on it quite yet. As Puck going to pick Brian up and snake eyes right into the corner. And Puck hitting the slap shot on Brian. Puck has hit the slap shot on Brian, and Jean is incoherent for the title. We got to cover. 1, 2, and a kick out. Wow, I thought we were going to see a new Rock Foundation champion there, ladies and gentlemen. Puck was just a hair away from his first championship title here in the RWF. And Jean just kicked the crap out of that sledgehammer out of her broadcast partner's hands, as Brian is now in trouble. Jean with a cover. 1, 2, and a kick out. Puck a little bit of a delayed reaction, went for a double axe handle, but the kick out had already occurred. So Puck is definitely reeling in this match, probably the most stamina taken out of him, as he is the oldest competitor in this match. But he is also the biggest and strongest, so we'll see what can happen here as Brian picking up Jean. Went for a powerbomb, but Jean rolls out of it into a cover. Referee was a little bit late getting there. 1, 2, and a kick out. Boy, had the referee not been so late on that cover, Jean might be champion right now. Maybe Brian might have a little bit of grievances to be airing out with our referee this evening. Puck still incapacitated on the outside of the ring. We'll get a cover. 1, 2, and 3! And 3, Jean catching the 3 count on Brian and regaining that Rock Foundation Championship in this Extreme match tonight. The sledgehammer that was brought out was sadly not really involved. There was a maneuver where Jean, I think, flipped Brian onto the handle of it. That definitely jacked up his back a little bit. Maybe they were too nervous to get too extreme with a sledgehammer around here, but Jean with several great maneuvers. Puck with a nice reversal there. Puck was oh so very close to his first championship title, but it would not be had, not tonight, as Jean would cover the Rock Foundation champion. Brian got a cover in here, but this would only be a 2 count. But Jean would score the final cover. And ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a brand new Rock Foundation champion. 2-time Rock Foundation champion right now, as Jean from the Morning Sickness, really proud to have reclaimed her title. More proud to reclaim that title as the Rock Foundation in general was the brainchild of Jean, something that she spends so much time putting together, and thanks to so many of you for giving to the Rock Foundation over the years. The Rock Foundation has been such a great success, helping out your friends and neighbors in your community over the last however many years. Boy, it's been well over a decade since that's been a thing, and we thank you so much for all the support. Jean definitely hoisting that Rock Foundation championship and supporting it as good as she possibly can. Who will she be facing next week, though, in RWF Rock Fist? Because, of course, that Rock Foundation Championship must be defended each and every week here on RWF Television. So maybe you guys can handle that in the comments section below. Who should be Jean's first title defense next week on RWF Rock Fist? Well, that's then. This is now. RWF Deck the Halls continues as we now move on to a grudge match. This, of course, stemming off of a couple of weeks ago where James from Features in Holman and Bruce the Money Man from Firefighters Credit Union, in both their inaugural matches, it was both their debut match here in the RWF, and they debuted against one another, and what a hell of a match it was. James from Features in Holman, however, coming away victorious in that one. And as I mentioned earlier, if you look back at the tape after that match was over, there was a nice showing of respect between these two as Bruce the Money Man offered his hand to James and shook his hand in good camaraderie and in good sportsmanship, if you will. And we like to see good sportsmanship here in the RWF. Will we see that same sportsmanship tonight in this Falls Count Anywhere match? Bruce the Money Man, James from Features in Holman. The rematch is now on RWF Deck the Halls. That'll bring out Bruce the Money Man from Features in Holman. Or excuse me, Bruce the Money Man from Firefighters Credit Union, my bad. Firefighters Credit Union has done so much for us, not only at 95.7 The Rock, but at Midwest Family Lacrosse in general. We would like to give a special thanks out one more time to not only Bruce the Money Man, but everybody over at Firefighters Credit Union for helping us, for helping sponsor high school football broadcast this past fall. I know it was a bit of a mess because everything going on with COVID-19 that, you know, some of the games had to be canceled. A lot of the games that weren't canceled did have to be moved, and we didn't get everything out of the football season that we really wanted to, and it was really no fault of anybody's. But thanks to Firefighters Credit Union for being a primary sponsor and helping us out with all of that, regardless of everything. They've been really good friends of ours, and we are glad to have him. That is now bringing out James from Features in Holman. Features in Holman, of course, has been a hell of a contributor to 95.7 The Rock, as well as most of you would recognize Features in Holman, recognize James from Features in Holman from all the good times we've had on Tuesday nights during the 95 days of summer, and just this last year, the 65 days of summer. Boy, 2020 sure was weird. But we got through it, and we wouldn't have gotten through it without people like James, without establishments like Features in Holman. We hope to see more of them in 2021. Hoping that we can have a full 95 days of summer, hoping even more that we can go back to the way things used to be, giving out $95.70 to the qualifier if you're still at Features in Holman when your name is drawn for the bike for the 95 days of summer. Of course, it is way too soon to get into all of that now, but I can tell you what we're hoping, and that is, of course, what we're always hoping. James and the folks at Features have always been really, really good to us, and really, really good to all of you as well, and it has been a fantastic partnership that we've had with them over the years. Well, let's see how things go tonight as James from Features in Holman taking on Bruce the Money Man from Firefighters Credit Union. Again, this is the rematch, and this is a Falls Count Anywhere match. Referee Drew Peacock calls for the bell, and we got ourselves a Falls Count Anywhere match. That means this could end in the ring, it could end on top of a table, it could end on the floor, it could end in the crowd. Who knows where this one's going to end tonight, but it's got to end somewhere. As James with a nice power slam on Bruce the Money Man in this rematch. James so far the only one able to mount any offense in this match, at least as of right now, but we still got a lot to go, and these two have both proven that they've got some heavy stamina, lots of fuel in the tank to go deep into a match if they need to. Last week, James had himself a match against Brian for the RWF Championship as he brings a chair into this match and tattoos Bruce the Money Man over the top of his bald head for that. Don't see a mark on there, so maybe James doesn't hit quite as hard as we've been led to believe. James has already brought out a chair. What other kind of toys is he bringing in? Well, we got a Sting baseball bat. These two were definitely not as much of comrades as they were at the end of their last match, taking advantage of the false count anywhere, taking advantage of the no disqualification aspect of this match as well. So far, a lot more extreme stuff has happened in this match than we had in our Extreme Rules match in the last one for the Rock Foundation Championship. As James with a big shoulder tackle kicking Bruce the Money Man outside of the ring, as he has again so far dominated this match. Bruce the Money Man has been thus far unable to mount much offense. He's had a couple of reversals, but apart from that, hasn't really accomplished much, as we'll get a cover one. And just a one count. Difficult to see how much has been going on there, because the angle of the camera that we got right now, can't see the shoulders down, but we trust in our referee here in the RWF, at least most days. So got to believe that he made the right call there. It did look like the feet did come out. So Bruce the Money Man kicking out of that maneuver as we had our first pinfall on the outside of the ring. Bruce the Money Man finally with some offense as he hits a reversal and a nice back body drop on James. Big tackle hitting the small of the back of James into the hardest part of the ring, as we like to call it. Referee's staying away from these two, and that's probably for the better, man. I would want to stay as far away from these two as possible, because so far we've seen chairs, we've seen baseball bats involved in this match. As James looks like he was going for a suplex there, but Bruce hitting him with a big European uppercut and appealing to the crowd. Bruce loves to get out there with his people, man. He's a really good dude. You should go over there and talk to him at Firefighters Credit Union sometime. You'll get in some great conversations with the guy. But no conversation in all action right now as Bruce the Money Man finally bringing himself into this match after so far it's been all James from features, but Bruce has been dominating this part of the match. Had ourselves a German suplex, following it up with a butterfly suplex, and are we going to get a trifecta and get another German in there? Damn, that was a hell of a combination there from Bruce the Money Man. Definitely showing that he belongs here in the RWF, and we'll be seeing more of these guys in the future. Just a reminder, we will have yet another special event coming up next month, like we do every month here on RWF programming. Have not decided when or what that pay-per-view will, well, it's not a pay-per-view because it's all free here at RWF. That next special event will be called, but we will definitely keep you guys in touch, and I wouldn't be surprised to see either of these two, if not both of them, involved in that special event, as we'll get another cover here on the outside of the ring. Just a one count, though. Both of these two wrestling over in the corner of the outside of the ring there, is Bruce throwing James all the way across the ring, catching himself a breather as he appeals to the fans again. Bruce loves to appeal to the crowd. He is definitely a people pleaser. Big time DDT on the chair. Holy mackerel. We could see a cover coming up here. I wouldn't be surprised if we did. Or maybe he just wants to do more damage to the head, and he does, as it looks like James has been busted open in this match. James again busted open from Bruce. Took a DDT on a chair and a big punch to the head, and now looks like James is bleeding from the skull. After having a very, very slow start to this match, Bruce the Money Man has really taken over and is putting a beating down on James from features. As we'll get another German suplex, he's going to roll over. Is he going to hit another one? No, we're going to get another one of those butterfly suplexes. And another German. But that took all the wind out of Bruce as he's hunkered over just above James. He can't get that cover down. Again, this is a falls count anywhere match, so it does not have to happen in the ring. This can happen anywhere in the arena. As long as your shoulders are on the floor, you can be pinned. Is Bruce going for the bank statement? We'll get a cover. 1, 2. He's going to roll over. We got ourselves a submission now. We've got ourselves into a submission hold. Can James get out of this? Can James get out of this? Again, he does get out of it. He flips out of it. That was a hell of a combination there. A suplex, or excuse me, a power bomb, and then rolling over into a Boston Crab there. Oh, James looked like he was going for a power bomb. Bruce punches his way out of it. Money Man back in control of this match. No, James flipping out. Nice German suplex there. German suplexes for everybody here the night after Christmas. We've already seen a couple of weapons in this match as James gets a big shoulder tackle, knocking Bruce to the outside of the ring. James keeping that separation. Got to warm up the old arm there. Sometimes, hey, the aches and pains on the old body can sometimes get to you. His head is probably bumping right now from that chair shot, that DDT, and that bleeding skull of his that he's received thanks to Bruce the Money Man, as he is now taking over this match. We'll get a cover on the outside of the ring. 1, 2, and a 2 count, kicking out immediately. Bruce the Money Man wrestling out of that hold. Money Man going to move in. Looks like he's going for a... He's going for the bank statement. Bank statement outside of the ring. Outside of the ring, the bank statement has been hit. He's going to get a cover. 1, 2, and a 3 count, and now we are at even 1-1 in the rivalry between Bruce the Money Man from Firefighters Credit Union and James from Features in Holman. So it looks like they have gotten, Bruce has gotten a measure of revenge in this match, but now that they're 1-1, I gotta believe coming up in the near future, we're gonna have ourselves a rubber match. Maybe Bruce or James will call out what type of match they'd like to have. I'm sure whatever one of them chooses, it's going to be one hell of a barn burner, as they have showed us in both of their matches so far here in RWF programming, as Bruce the Money Man hit an excellent maneuver there, but hitting the bank statement on James on the outside of the ring, and this being a false count anywhere match, that is where James's shoulders hit the mat and stayed there. Bruce the Money Man from Firefighters Credit Union winning in this rematch, and now they are at 1-1, and like I said, a rubber match likely to come. What kind of match will we have? Maybe that depends on Bruce. Maybe that depends on James. But we'll see in the near future here on RWF programming. Ladies and gentlemen, RWF Deck the Halls has been one hell of a night so far. We've had a lot of seasons beatings, and we have got one more match to go. Before we get to that match, I would again like to thank Bruce the Money Man Smolik from Firefighters Credit Union and James from Features in Holman, who have done so much great things for us in the past here at 95.7 The Rock and Midwest Family Lacrosse. Another thing I would like to remind you guys of is that we are still paying it forward with Nikki Paisley, your C21 affiliated realtor. Hey, 2020 has been one hell of a rough year on pretty much everybody, but there have been shining stars out there, people that have done some amazing things for our community. And if you know one of those people, let us know about them. Go to 957therock.com or use the 957 The Rock app, and you can nominate someone and pay it forward with a Quick Trip gift card, thanks to Nikki Paisley, your C21 affiliated realtor, and of course us here at 95.7 The Rock. My name is Pabst LaRue, and like I said, we got one more match here this evening, and it is for the big one. The big gold, the big belt, if you will, is on the line, as L. Scott Roberto Shaw will defend his RWF championship against Decker from the Road Rage. Decker, of course, winning that opportunity in a match last week against the other members of Team Shaw from Thanksgiving Family Fight. That's where all of this stemmed from. Decker, the last one standing in a tables match between Bags and Billy Doc Niles, and that is what earned him this opportunity at RWF Gold tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the RWF Heavyweight Championship. Coming to the arena first, we'll have our challenger. Like I mentioned a bit ago, this man, Decker from the Road Rage, has scored himself this opportunity thanks to a triple threat match between him, Bags from the Noise at Night, and Billy Doc Niles from the Racing Report. Those three, plus L. Scott Roberto Shaw, were part of Team Shaw in their winning effort at RWF Thanksgiving Family Fight, beating out Team Gene. They actually came from behind in one hell of a match where both Bags and Decker got themselves eliminated. Excuse me, not Decker. Both Bags and Doc got eliminated from that match. And it was nothing but Decker and L. Scott Roberto Shaw And together, just those two took out the entirety of Team Gene to come from behind and score that big win at Thanksgiving Family Fight. But with that victory, well, came some other opportunities. Decker from the Road Rage, like I said, had that table match just a week ago against Bags and Doc. Decker putting Bags through the table, and that's a big statement from him. Bags, a former RWF champion in his own right. In fact, the inaugural RWF champion. And Decker put him through a table and earned himself this opportunity here tonight at RWF Deck the Halls. And that will now bring out our champion, L. Scott Roberto Shaw. The RWF heavyweight champion. He won that title a couple of months back at RWF Rocktoberfest in that elimination beer tent match. Bags, who was the champion at the time, had to defend that championship inside the elimination beer tent. And the elimination beer tent was not good to him. Now, Bags went a pretty good distance, and actually, out of everybody in that match, Bags, the RWF champion at the time, put on one hell of a showing, eliminating the most people in that match, but it was all for nothing, as he would be eliminated by L. Scott Roberto Shaw. Shaw would then eliminate Gene and picked up the gold inside the elimination beer tent. He has been the RWF champion ever since, but strangely enough, this is his very first title defense, as the next pay-per-view after that was our Thanksgiving Family Fight, where he did not have to put the gold on the line. So the gold, the RWF championship, has been in limbo for the last couple of months, but it's getting defended here tonight, and Decker is the man with the opportunity to take the strap this evening. 95.7 The Rock's RWF Heavyweight Championship title is on the line here tonight. The challenger, Decker from the Road Rage. Look out for that Road Rage stunner coming from him in this match. He's going to try to put that maneuver on L. Scott Roberto Shaw and seal up a win for him and gain himself his first taste of RWF gold here this evening. That brings forth our champion in his first title defense, holding that RWF Heavyweight Championship title. Look for his big maneuver called the News Flash. He has used that maneuver to great success. It has gained him both titles here in the RWF. As a matter of fact, I think L. Scott Roberto Shaw might be our only wrestler here in the RWF that has held both the Rock Foundation Championship and the Heavyweight Championship. Referee Drew Peacock showing Decker that title, holding that title up for all of us to see in all of its glory. Wrestlers taking their pre-match stretches, getting ready for this match. It's going to be a long, bang-em-up match. This is a straight-up match, and the bell has rung. Ladies and gentlemen, the RWF Championship is on the line right now. L. Scott Roberto Shaw's first title defense. Let's see how he does against the much bigger man in Decker. See some nice mat wrestling going on from both of these superstars in the early goings of this match. This is an interesting match to watch because Decker with a very pronounced size and power advantage, while L. Scott Roberto Shaw has speed and agility in spades. Probably pound for pound the fastest member of the RWF squad. Able to pull off some insane high-flying maneuvers from all of his time spent down in Mexico, taking part in some lucha libre, hence the lucha attire he sports in the ring as he defends his championship. Both these superstars collide as Decker with a nice bridging suplex went for a cover, but Shaw kicks out before he can even get before the ref can even get a hand on the mat. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to RWF Deck the Halls. We do all the RWF here every Saturday here at 957therock.com, the 957 The Rock app, of course, our Twitch channel, our YouTube channel. We are also on Apple TV, thanks to AroundRiverCity.com. So you can actually go to your Apple TV and download the Around River City app and watch our programming through there. We are also soon to be coming to Roku as L. Scott Roberto Shaw climbing the high rent district, putting a big Hurricane Rana over on Decker. And L. Scott Roberto Shaw showing us exactly how he won that RWF Heavyweight Championship, as he is so far dominating this section of the match. Big time springboard maneuvers. Again, the fastest member here in the RWF, L. Scott Roberto Shaw. He's going to need every bit of that speed and agility, too, if he's going to take down the much bigger man in Decker as we get that nice carousel power bomb. To the high rent district again. Where's he going? Decker moving to his feet. Are we going to see another Hurricane Rana? What are we going to see out of this man now? Another big time Hurricane Rana. Shaw using that speed to his advantage, and he's going to have to. That big rolling kick, that's usually the precursor to the newsflash. We could be seeing that here. This match could end early. And no, Decker flips out of it. Doesn't want to see his hopes at RWF Gold fade away. He earned his way into this match in one hell of a tables match. He did not come out of that match broken. He's ready to go. But so far in trouble against the RWF champion, as it looks like L. Scott Roberto Shaw calling for the newsflash. Shaw, newsflash has been hit. We'll get a cover. 1, 2, and 3. L. Scott Roberto Shaw has successfully defended his RWF championship title here tonight against Decker. So one hell of a match. Shaw using his speed, using his agility, using his stamina to his advantage over the bigger man, but it did not come without its consequences. Decker got a few big shots in. Here's another look at that rolling kick that Shaw was able to plant, and then here's the newsflash that ended it all. Newsflash grabs the legs, and the old 1, 2, 3 to come after that. 3 slaps of the hand later, and L. Scott Roberto Shaw proving that he can maintain that RWF championship. Again, this was his first title reign, despite holding that championship since RWF Rocktoberfest. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paps LaRue. Again, thank you so much for joining us here for RWF Deck the Halls. We hope you had a Merry Christmas. We look forward to ringing in the new year with you. Who will be the next test for L. Scott Roberto Shaw? Who will be the next test for the newly crowned Rock Foundation champion, Gene? All of that to be decided at a later date. We'll catch you next week for RWF Rockfist, but that closes things up for tonight here on RWF Deck the Halls. Thank you guys so much for joining us. My name is Paps LaRue. Again, Merry Christmas, and let's march ourselves into 2021. Thank you, and good night.